Hey guys, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be doing this Kylie Jenner inspired makeup look. As you guys saw from the thumbnail, that is the makeup look that inspired this look. Let me just go ahead and start off by saying I am no way, shape, form, or fashion saying that I look like her. I feel like that's just something that I need to go ahead and put out there before anybody's like in the comments or sending it to their friends or whatever. Ooh, look, she's trying to be like her. She thinks she looks like her. No, that is not why I'm doing this video. I love most of her makeup looks. I think they're so beautiful. Her makeup artists are so talented, and I am not wearing any false lashes. Well, let me back up. I'm not wearing strip lashes. I'm wearing lash extensions. And if you're curious what style I have, I ask for a short volume. Amber can help you figure out what lash length, shape, all that kind of stuff is the best suited for you. So don't forget to check her out. I'll have all of her information listed in the description box. Follow her on Instagram. So if you guys want to see how I did this makeup look, then let's just go ahead and get started. I already have my brows done. We're just going to go in with some concealer, and I figured I would just use the KKW Beauty Concealer in shade number 4. And I'm going to use this to carve out my brows and to like start a nice clean canvas for our eyeshadow. I didn't do my brows on camera because I don't feel like it's a important part of the inspiration, because nobody has the same brows, so there's no point in me doing brows for you. Once I have my brow carved out, I'm just going to take a brush and blend that concealer down on the rest of the lid. I do have lash extensions on, which, oh my goodness, lash extensions are the best thing in the entire world. Okie dokie. So that's the brows and the base for the eyeshadow. We're going to go in with the KKW Classic palette. I figured I would try to use as many Kylie, Kim, whatever products that I have to complete this look. So I'm just going to go in with this cream white shade just to set the base down, set that concealer down. Give us a nice blank set canvas. I feel like when you do this with your eyeshadows, when you set them down first, they're not as pigmented, which is actually going to help me out because this is going to be a super light look, and this will keep me from going too heavy. So now to move on to the eyeshadow, we are going to start off with this shade right here in the middle from the Burgundy palette. This is the shade Beach, and I'm going to take like a very, very little bit of this. I'm even going to tap off. I want this to be, it needs to be very light. It almost looks like she has no eyeshadow on at all. Actually, I was using the Sigma E40. I really like that brush, but I need a fluffier one, so I'm going to go in with the Makeup Shack T12. I am making sure that I'm bringing this shade up like into my brow bone, like blending it into the front of my brow. So that is all that we're doing for eyeshadow, very simple. And now we're gonna go in and do the winged liner. I'm gonna go in first with a black eyeshadow and an angled brush, and I'm gonna use this first to kind of map out the wing. So I'm thinking that's probably about good. And then I'm just going to go in and go over it with like an actual eyeliner. And her wing is like just on the outer corner. She doesn't bring it in all the way, which I like. So now that our eyes are done, we're going to move on to our face. We're going to be using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base for primer. Then for foundation, the Armani Luminous Silk. I do like this foundation. I just feel like it's not as good as everybody made it out to be for $62. And I'm going to be going in with, do I want to use a brush or do I want to use a sponge? I'm actually going to take it and dot it on. Actually, I'm just going to use my beauty blender just so it kind of shears out the coverage. I don't feel like this foundation is super full coverage. It does have like a good coverage, but it's not full like everybody made it out to be when I first bought it. If you are oily, you will not like this foundation at all. If you are more dry, this would probably be a better one for you, although you probably don't want to spend $62 on it. For concealer, I'm going to go back in and use the KKW concealer. And this is the shade number 4. Something that I noticed with the pictures, I don't feel like there is, she doesn't really like have a brighter under eye than the rest of her face. I feel like this concealer oxidizes a little bit, so I'm just gonna give it like a second or two to kind of dry down some. And then the powder that we're gonna use is also gonna darken it up a little bit because it's not a translucent powder. I'm gonna spray my beauty blender with some setting spray. I am gonna make sure I'm kind of like blending the concealer on the like close to my nose, the bridge of my nose, to bring it in to give us that really like skinny appearance. I wanted to do this look with I wanted to order like her new bronzer and blush and try out like her concealer and everything for this look, but I just couldn't wait for all that stuff to come in. So when I blend out my chin and my forehead, I normally just use the edge that I blended my foundation out with, just so it'll kind of like tone it down some and it won't be so bright. And I'm not really taking it too far up on my forehead because I know that she doesn't normally like to put a whole lot of makeup on her forehead. So I'm just really concentrating the brightness just right between the brows right here. Only reason that I know a lot of these things about the way she likes to get her makeup done is because I've watched a ton of videos on like her getting her techniques, or excuse me, let me not say her techniques because it is all her makeup artist, but just the techniques that her makeup artist uses. So for powder, this is the Maybelline Fit Me Powder. I just really love this powder. It is so good. Really like it. So this is what we're going to be going in with today to set. And like I said, this is not a translucent powder, so that is why I feel like it will darken my concealer a little bit, because it is a little darker than the concealer color. I'm going to go in with my sponge and I'm just gonna bake that area and kind of like chisel the nose down some. I'm gonna take a flat brush that has nothing on it, and I'm gonna take that same powder and I'm just gonna use it to go down and perfect sides of the nose. I feel like I'm just breathing in powder. Okay, so next on the list is doing a little bit of contouring. So I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs Tantastic Bronzer. I'm going to go in with this angled brush and I'm going to use this For contouring, I'm going to try and really sculpt, but almost like curve out my cheekbones, if that makes any sense. I want the apples of my cheek to be a little bit more round. If you saw her Vogue tutorial, then you'd know she said that something that she like has to do is baking underneath like her contour. Okie dokie, so now while we're letting that sit, I'm just gonna dust off what's underneath the eyes. And we're gonna go in and do our blush and highlight. For blush, I'm going to be using the X-Rated blush from Kylie Cosmetics. I'm gonna be taking this MAC brush. Just gonna really load up the product because she's always said she loves blush. I love blush, so we're just gonna really load up on the blush. Just gonna take the shade Getaway, and I'm not really gonna like highlight too much on the face just because it doesn't look like she has a lot on the face. It looks like it's more on her nose, so just gonna do like a little bit just to say we did, and then we can go ahead and dust off the baking. I'm gonna take that same bronzer that we use like for contour, and I'm just going to use it to bring down the eyeshadow into a nose contour. Then we're going to do a little bit of nose highlight. Actually, we're going to do a lot of nose highlight. So for the nose highlight in the inner corner, we're going to go in with the same highlight palette. I'm going to mix a little bit of Getaway and Unbothered, just these two right here. This is just a little bit more gold, which is kind of what we need. And I'm going to have to do this like perfectly. I'm gonna look straight and just draw a line down the center of the nose and on the tip. And then add the inner corner highlight. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of mascara on the bottom lash line because it looks like she may have like a little bit on the bottom. So the last thing is the lips, and we're going to go in with the lip kit in the shade Mary Jo, which is kind of what started this whole situation of me wanting to do this look, was because when I saw in the caption of the picture that this is the lip that she used, it is like one of my favorite reds of all time, and so I was like, well, it's just meant to be. I have the lipstick, let's film the look. Look, makeup wise, I'm gonna go fix my hair and we will be right back. This is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a really fun time making it. I love the way it turned out. Red lips are like my favorite. Sometimes I feel like I'd pick wearing a red lip over a nude lip because you just don't have to do a whole lot on the face, and the lips just make it look like you really tried. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and turn your post notification bell on so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.